This time, it wasn't a lone assassin or a small faction. It was an orchestrated plan, with far-reaching implications. In the midst of a country at war, one man rises to the challenge, but with power comes peril. Ibrahim Traoré's mission to save Burkina Faso from extremists made him a hero to some, but a target to others. As Burkina Faso plunged into political chaos, the rise of Captain Ibrahim Traoré was swift and decisive. The military leader's bold decisions and promises to restore peace earned him both admiration and enemies. But as his power grew, so did the risks to his life. By September 2022, after leading a coup to overthrow Lieutenant Colonel Damiba, Traoré became the country's interim president. His decision to take charge was seen by many as a necessary step for Burkina Faso's survival. Yet, within the military, divisions were brewing. His rise to power would soon lead to an attempt on his life. Behind the military barracks and secret meetings, a conspiracy was unfolding. On the streets of Ouagadougou, the clock was ticking, and the first attempt on Ibrahim Traoré's life was about to take shape. Months after taking power, Captain Traoré found himself surrounded by enemies both inside and outside the military. Despite his promise to restore order, some factions within the army grew uneasy with his leadership style. In early 2023, an assassination plot was uncovered, one that sought to end his leadership before it could truly begin. On a quiet morning, Traoré's convoy was ambushed. Shots rang out, and chaos erupted. But the captain survived. Details about the perpetrators were scarce, but this failed attempt was a clear message: those opposed to Traoré's vision were willing to do anything to stop him. Once again, they came for him. This time, the plan was more elaborate. Could they succeed where others had failed? But fate had other plans for Burkina Faso's leader. Later in 2023, another attempt was made on Captain Traoré's life. This time, the plot was more sophisticated, involving a coordinated ambush on his convoy. The plan was carefully executed, with assassins waiting in the shadows, armed and ready. However, the ambush was foiled just moments before it could be executed. A well-timed counteraction from Traoré's security team thwarted the attackers. Once again, Burkina Faso's leader narrowly escaped death, but the message was clear: the battle for the nation's future had moved from the streets to the shadows. Sometimes, the greatest threats come from those closest to you. As Ibrahim Traoré continued his fight to save Burkina Faso, betrayal was simmering within his own ranks. By early 2024, it became apparent that Traoré's leadership was fracturing the military. His decisions, while popular among some, sparked anger among others. What began as a revolution against corruption had evolved into a deepening political divide, leading to whispers of more plots against the captain's life. Sources suggest that a faction within the army, one aligned with former President Damiba's loyalists, was growing more brazen in their efforts to remove Traoré from power. Whether motivated by personal ambition, political ideology, or resentment, their actions began to resemble the early signs of another assassination attempt. Just when it seemed like the nation was on the brink of stability, the ultimate threat emerged. A conspiracy so dangerous, it could have changed the course of Burkina Faso's future forever. In the spring of 2024, the most serious attempt on Ibrahim Traoré's life was uncovered. This time, it wasn't a lone assassin or a small faction. It was an orchestrated plan, with far-reaching implications. The plot, which involved several high-ranking military officers, was carefully planned, but it was foiled by an intelligence leak. Sources within the military alerted Traoré's inner circle, allowing them to neutralize the threat before it could come to fruition. The discovery of this conspiracy sent shockwaves through the nation, proving that the fight for Burkina Faso's future was far from over. As the weeks unfold, Ibrahim Traoré remains under constant threat, but his resolve is unwavering. With each attempt on his life, his determination to protect his country only grows stronger. Burkina Faso's future hangs in the balance, and while the struggle is fierce, the resilience of its people, and their leader, may yet determine the outcome.
Will Ibrahim Traoré be able to secure Burkina Faso's future, or will the growing resistance lead to his downfall? Only time will tell. For now, he remains the focal point of the nation's struggle for peace, sovereignty, and survival. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more updates as this story continues to unfold. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay informed on the latest developments.